Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today I'm going to show you how to use super duper easy shelf liner. I finally figured out the word I was trying to figure out in my last video, to cover this so that you get a nice protective area. It's all protected, so you don't have to worry about fingerprints, you don't have to worry about any smudges or anything like that on the outside of your cover, so that it stays protected and you can just wipe it clean if anything gets on it. So you still protect it and you're all set and ready to go. So this right here is one that's not protected. This is just the regular paper. And this right here is protected, just with a clear shelf liner. So it's pretty simple. So if you have any books or anything like that that you want to keep and you want to make sure that they're protected, you can use clear shelf liner. Trust me, it's a lifesaver. So I'm going to show you what you do. This right here is, I believe, 6 by 6. I'll just check just to make sure. Nope, again, I'm wrong. 5.5 by 5.5. So what we're going to do is, this is actually 6.5 by 6.5. So we're making a little bit extra large, and the reason why we're doing that is to make sure that we can cover this whole area and the inside cover up that area, okay? And we're doing this before we place the inside of your little scrapbook creation or your keepsake creation. The reason why is because you won't be able to cover up the pages and it won't work. So you want to make sure you do that first. So if you weren't sure what I'm talking about and what we're creating, I'm going to show you the example that I have. Is this right here is the scrapbook that I'm talking about, and it's just this awesome little flip out book. So there's a whole bunch of different pages you can create and a whole bunch of different things you can do and make with this fantastic little book, and you can make them as big or as small as you want. You just need to make sure you use the same ratio as I'm telling you on here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take, this is the clear shelf liner, and I now know that forever in my brain. It's embedded because I could not think of it for the life of me in my last video. At any rate, so this is, you can get at any of, like the W store, the T store, any of those stores, Walmart, Target. You can get them at any of those type of stores, any home, even Home Depot, and I think Lowe's has it as well. But it's just clear, transparent shelf liner. That's all it is, and it's great for crafting. So if there's anything that you want to take care of, and make sure you just put a little bit of a outside, rather than putting on some type of finish on your product, you can just put this on and it's really easy to use. So the hardest part about this is actually trying to get it started. So what I did was I folded it, and then I folded it back the other way, and that actually gave me a little in, and I used my nail and I started it. And rather than play with it, I already have one started just for this video and for you. So what I suggest you do is I suggest you peel half of it off like so, and just kind of try to roll it. Let's see, so you kind of roll it like that, okay? So I would suggest you just peel about half. You're going to place the front of your book that you're creating like this, and you're going to use this as a guide so you know exactly where you're placing it. So it's about halfway where you want it. So you're just going to place it right like this. Now it doesn't look that pretty, but we're going to make it look really pretty. So hold on one second. So you just put it on halfway, and I'm turning it around so you can see. I'm just going to rub it like this to make sure I'm getting all of those little water bubbles or bubbles out, okay? So it lays flat, like so. Looks good. Then we're just going to slowly peel this off. And then we're going to rub this flat as well. So you're just going to want to make sure you rub out all the air bubbles or any pockets that are here that are not what you want, okay? And then you're just going to take it and you're going to flip it over like so. Now this is a really good example. It's a little crooked, but it'll still do, right? So, or not right, but yes, it will still do. We're just going to cut the exact corners all the way across like so. You see that? We're cutting that right across. Now you can do that when you create this as well. I just don't like it done all the way because there always ends up to be a little bitty gap right at the end. So I like to do it the way I showed you in my first video. It may be the long way to do it, it may be the wrong way to do it, but that's the way I like to do it. So It's all good, personal preference, I guess. And then we're going to cut all these whoops. We're going to cut all these. I was wondering why I had so much there. There's a piece from last time. There, I got both of them. Let me do this right here. I'm going to cut it like this. So now we have all 4 of our corners cut. And the piece is stuck to my finger, so I had to try to throw that out in the garbage. So this is what it's going to look like once you've cut all the corners like I suggest. And then you're just going to roll it like we showed you before and do it right all the way across. Roll it, same thing, and then rub it all the way across. So that'll seal it, okay? Now remember, you're going to be covering this up anyway, so any extra adhesive you have from before, you're good. Just gonna, there we go. We're going to roll it, and then we push that down so we have a really good seal, okay? Make sure we get that seal right like that. And we're gonna rub it right like so, so that it's nice and tight onto your paper. And that, my friend, is how you cover it so that it'll be nice and you can even wipe it. So if you wanted to cover all of your pages like that, you could totally do that. That's totally up to you, but it'll wipe free. So if you have anything like this, obviously if you gouge it, it doesn't work. But if you, it'll help protect from that though. But if you have any sticky fingerprints or anything like that, or fingers, you can wipe this off with a damp cloth and you're ready to go. So that is the outside of your little creation in your little book, and it's also protected with your clear shelf liner. Now, make sure you think of other things you can do with this, because trust me, you're going to love it. It's almost like your own version of laminating, right? Kind of cool, huh? Well, thank you so much for joining me today for this part of the series. And I hope you check out our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com and www.acjwm.com. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and to our blog and email. If you are, you'll be entered to win for our giveaways. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for going on a creative journey with Melissa. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.